Picture this. A colossal aircraft carrier bathed in the ethereal glow of the setting sun, its silhouette a haunting reminder of battles fought and victories won. This, my friends, is no ordinary ship. This is the USS Lexington, affectionately nicknamed the Blue Ghost. Now, I know what you're thinking. A ghost ship? How intriguing! And trust me, the story of the Lexington is as captivating as its spectral moniker suggests. Having always been fascinated by naval history, I've always been particularly drawn to the stories of these behemoth vessels that sailed the seas, guardians of freedom and symbols of national might. But the Lexington, with its intriguing nickname and storied past, held a special allure. So join me as we embark on a journey through time, tracing the remarkable life and legacy of this legendary warship. From its inception as a formidable fighting machine to its current incarnation as a revered museum, the tale of the USS Lexington is one of courage, resilience, and the enduring spirit of those who sailed aboard her. The USS Lexington, christened CV-2 in naval jargon, wasn't just any other ship. She was a Lexington-class aircraft carrier, the lead ship of her class. And believe me, that meant something back in the day. Launched in 1925, she was a force to be reckoned with, a symbol of American naval power during a time of global uncertainty. Imagine the sheer scale of it, a city on the sea, bustling with activity, its decks alive with sailors and airmen preparing to face the unknown. Her very existence was a statement, a testament to human ingenuity and the unwavering spirit of innovation. But the Lexington wasn't just about brute force. She was also a symbol of hope, a beacon of freedom in a world teetering on the brink of war. Her name, a tribute to the Battle of Lexington of the American Revolutionary War, served as a constant reminder of the values she was built to protect: liberty, justice, and the pursuit of a better tomorrow. The Lexington, however, is more than just steel and rivets. It's a living testament to a pivotal era in human history. It's a time capsule, preserving the bravery, sacrifice, and camaraderie of those who lived and served aboard her. Walking her decks today is like stepping back in time, feeling the weight of history underfoot and sensing the echoes of the past whispering through her passageways. But how did a mighty warship, forged in the fires of war, earn such a spectral nickname? What battles did she weather? What stories do her decks hold? Well, that's what we're about to uncover as we delve deeper into the fascinating history of the USS Lexington, the Blue Ghost of the Pacific. So, buckle up, dear readers, as we set sail on this incredible journey, exploring the life and times of a ship that truly lived up to its ghostly moniker. The story of the USS Lexington, or Lady Lex as she was fondly known, begins long before she first touched water. Picture this, 1920, a world still recovering from the Great War, and America, a rising power, is keen to modernize its fleet. The US Navy, ever forward-thinking, envisioned a new breed of warship, the aircraft carrier. They envisioned a ship that wasn't just about big guns but could launch squadrons of aircraft right from its deck. Imagine the audacity, the sheer novelty of it all. The Lexington was to be a pioneering vessel, a testament to American ambition and engineering prowess. And so, in January 1921, at the Fall River Shipyard in Quincy, Massachusetts, the keel of CV-2, the future USS Lexington, was laid. Imagine the clang of hammers, the hiss of welding torches, the sheer scale of the project captivating the nation. It was a spectacle, a symbol of national pride taking shape. From battleship to birdhouse, a design revolution. Now, the Lexington wasn't built from scratch. Initially conceived as a battlecruiser, her design underwent a radical transformation. Imagine the blueprints being redrawn, the plans debated and refined. This shift from big guns to airplanes marked a turning point in naval warfare, and the Lexington was at the forefront of this evolution. Her design was truly groundbreaking for its time. She boasted a massive 888-foot-long flight deck, capable of launching and recovering dozens of aircraft. Below deck, she housed a labyrinthine network of hangars, workshops, and crew quarters, a testament to the evolving needs of naval aviation. But it wasn't just about size. The Lexington was built for speed too. Powered by 16 boilers driving 4 steam turbines, she could reach a top speed of 35 knots, essential for launching aircraft and outmaneuvering enemy vessels. This combination of size, speed, and air power made her a formidable force, a glimpse into the future of naval warfare. Blue water debut, early voyages, and growing confidence. After years of construction and anticipation, the USS Lexington was finally commissioned on December 14, 1927, a moment of immense national pride. Imagine the fanfare, the crowds gathered, the stars and stripes fluttering proudly as she slid into the water for the very first time. Her early years were a period of intense training and development. Naval aviators honed their skills, testing new aircraft and tactics, pushing the boundaries of what was possible. The Lexington became a floating laboratory, a crucible for the future of naval air power. From the sunny shores of California to the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, the Lexington cut an imposing figure. Her early voyages were marked by a sense of exploration, of pushing the limits of this new breed of warship. Little did anyone know then, the trials and triumphs of these early years were but a prelude to the Lexington's date with destiny. War clouds gather, the calm before the storm. As the 1930s drew to a close, a shadow fell across the world. The rise of fascism, the drums of war beating ever louder, it was a tense time, full of uncertainty. The Lexington, a symbol of American might, found herself increasingly involved in training exercises and fleet maneuvers, a sense of urgency replacing the earlier days of exploration. Imagine the mood on board, the carefree atmosphere of those early voyages replaced by a steely determination, a quiet understanding that their world was about to change. The once bright blue waters of the Pacific now seemed to reflect the gathering storm clouds, a harbinger of the conflict to come. The Lexington, along with her sister carriers, became instrumental in developing carrier tactics, the art of launching and recovering aircraft at sea, a skill that would prove vital in the coming conflict. Each successful launch and recovery, each maneuver perfected, was another brick laid in the wall of defense against the encroaching darkness. Section 2. A Date with Destiny, Pearl Harbor, and its aftermath. Then, on the fateful morning of December 7, 1941, the unthinkable happened. The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor shook the United States to its core, plunging the nation into the Second World War. The Lexington, fortunately, was spared that day, having delivered aircraft to Midway Island just days before the attack. Can you imagine the collective gasp of relief that must have swept through the ship when the news reached them? The Lexington, spared from the carnage, was now thrust onto the front lines of a war that had suddenly become very real, very personal. The mood aboard the Lexington, as with the rest of the nation, shifted from cautious anticipation to a steely resolve. The Lady Lex was no longer just a training ground for naval aviators. She was a weapon, a symbol of American resilience, ready to strike back against the forces of tyranny. Section 3. The Coral Sea, a Clash of Titans. The early months of 1942 were a whirlwind of activity for the Lexington. In May 1942, the Lexington faced her first true test in the Coral Sea. Imagine the tension, the roar of aircraft engines, the thunderous explosions, the first carrier versus carrier battle in history, a clash of titans. Section 1. The Price of Courage, a behemoth under fire. The Lexington, despite her size and firepower, was not immune to the perils of war. During the Coral Sea battle, she weathered wave after wave of Japanese attacks. Can you imagine the deafening roar of exploding bombs, the shuddering impact of near misses as the crew fought valiantly to keep their lady afloat? Despite their best efforts, the Lexington sustained significant damage. Japanese torpedoes and bombs found their marks, igniting fires and crippling vital systems. Imagine the chaos below deck, the frantic efforts to contain the damage, the smell of smoke and burning oil filling the air as the crew raced against time. Yet even as the situation grew dire, the spirit of the Lexington remained unbroken. Firefighting teams battled tirelessly, their courage fueled by a potent mix of duty and camaraderie. Medics tended to the wounded, their faces grim but determined as they worked amidst the carnage. The legend of the Blue Ghost. The story takes an eerie turn. Written off as destroyed, the Lexington mysteriously reappeared. Imagine the shock among Japanese sailors. Whispers of a blue ghost haunting the Pacific began. This spectral warship seemed to vanish, only to reappear. These sightings added a layer of myth and legend. Section 3. More than just a nickname, a legacy of resilience. But the nickname Blue Ghost wasn't just about spooky sightings. It reflected something deeper, something inherent in the Lexington's very being. You see, the Lexington was more than just a ship. She embodied a spirit, a refusal to be cowed by adversity. Every repaired bulkhead, every extinguished fire, every plane launched from her burning deck was a testament to the indomitable will of her crew, their determination to fight on even when all hope seemed lost. This resilience, this unwavering spirit, is what truly earned her the moniker, the Blue Ghost. The legend of the Blue Ghost transcended the boundaries of mere naval warfare. It spoke to something universal, something that resonated with people far beyond the battlefields of the Pacific. It was a story of courage, of resilience, of the enduring power of the human spirit in the face of overwhelming odds. Section 1. A Warrior's Rest, the final curtain call. But even the most enduring ghost must eventually rest. After countless patrols, daring raids and fierce battles, the Lexington's time as a fighting ship was drawing to a close. By the mid-1940s, the war in the Pacific raged on, but newer, more advanced carriers were taking center stage. Imagine the bittersweet feeling aboard the Lexington. The pride in their service, the knowledge that they had played a vital role in turning the tide of the war, but also the understanding that their time on the front lines was coming to an end. In 1946, after a final tour of duty in the Pacific, the Lexington was decommissioned. Her active service to the United States Navy formally concluded. Imagine the lowering of the flag, the decommissioning ceremony, the poignant speeches reflecting on the ship's legendary service. Section 2. From battle scars to museum showpiece, a transformation begins. But the story of the Blue Ghost didn't end there. While many decommissioned warships were destined for the scrapyard, the Lexington was granted a reprieve, a chance to continue serving her country in a new and unique way. In 1948, she was chosen to become a museum ship, a floating testament to the courage and sacrifice of those who served aboard her. Imagine the bustling shipyard, the clang of hammers replaced by the whir of welding torches, as workers, many of them veterans themselves, set about transforming the battle-hardened carrier into a museum fit for heroes. The task was monumental. Gone were the days of launching aircraft and dodging torpedoes. Now it was all about preservation, restoration, and education. The Lexington's decks, once teeming with sailors and airmen, were now being prepared to welcome a different kind of crew, visitors eager to learn about her storied past. The Lexington finds her new mission. In 1951, after years of meticulous restoration, the USS Lexington opened her gangplanks to the public. Her new mission to educate, inspire, and honor the legacy of those who served aboard her. Anchored in Corpus Christi Bay, Texas, she became a living museum, preserving stories of courage and duty. Today, visitors from all over the world flock to the USS Lexington to experience the legacy of the Blue Ghost. Section 1. A living legacy, more than just a museum. Standing on the deck of the Lexington today, the salty breeze whipping through the rigging, it's impossible not to feel the weight of history. This isn't just an empty shell of a ship, you see. It's a living, breathing monument to a generation that faced unimaginable challenges and emerged victorious. You can almost hear the echoes of boots on the steel decks, the ghosts of laughter and camaraderie in the mess hall. The air hums, not with the thrum of engines, but with the silent stories whispered by the very rivets holding her together. It's more than just the carefully curated exhibits, the informative plaques, or even the thrilling flight simulators that bring the past to life. There's a tangible aura here, a palpable sense of sacrifice and duty, of lives lived and lost, that permeates every inch of this grand old lady. Section 2. The Enduring Spirit of the Blue Ghost. The Lexington story, from her fiery beginnings to her peaceful retirement, is a testament to the enduring spirit of humanity. She's a symbol of innovation, of courage under fire, and of the enduring power of hope, even in the darkest of times. She reminds us that even amidst the chaos of war, there's a certain poetry in the resilience of the human spirit. That even when faced with seemingly insurmountable odds, we find a way to persevere, to adapt, to overcome. And so, as you stand on the deck of the Blue Ghost, gazing out at the same horizon that countless sailors once scanned for danger, remember this. The Lexington isn't just a relic of the past. She's a beacon, a reminder that the spirit of courage, innovation, and resilience burns brightly still. It's a spirit that lives on in each of us, waiting for the moment to rise to the occasion, just as the crew of the Lexington did all those years ago. She's a testament to the very best of humanity, and her story deserves to be told, remembered, and honored for generations to come.